Hi, John Marshall, the DrillMaster. I've had a request for more unarmed critiques, so I found this, and this is from 11 years ago. So things have changed a little bit with the female Marine Corps uniform, and that includes junior ROTC. And one of those things is that those covers are no longer in existence. So that's fine. It's not a big deal. I just wanted to make you aware, just in case you saw it and thought that there was something wrong. This is 11 years ago. It's not that big of a deal. Alrighty. So let's get into this. Oh, first, before I start, the chin straps down. Interesting concept, and that's fine. They can be down. However, you need to have a second chin strap to wear it down. You don't the chin strap at the front, that's ornamental. That's never used for anything. It used to be, but it hasn't been used for decades, a very long time. Yeah, anyway, it's the second chin strap that's worn around the back. That's the one that comes down, not the front chin strap. The covers look really strange without the chin strap. So here we go. So the school posted this as a step drill team, and I can understand that that wording there. So I need to turn it up. There we go. I appreciate the military style so far. Pass through, and then kind of a face off, more or less. Although, so as they passed through, as they separated and then passed through, the spacing was quite wide. Why did you collapse the spacing? Now, of course, this is 11 years ago. Nobody's going to answer my questions, but this is just something for you to keep in mind. Why collapse the spacing? Why not keep it wide? Or why not keep your dress cover interval and distance as you separate, as you come farther apart and then pass through? Why was there a sloppiness to this part of the routine, that where you the cadets weren't paying close attention to their dress cover interval and distance? So just some thoughts here. So the commander clapping like that, it's so out of place. So this is a type of call and response, kind of. I mean, just momentary there. Not a lot of marching going on here. Now they create a beat, which is kind of cool, and the students enjoy that. And then they have a little bit of A-B drill going on, which is really really nice. But there's no military flavor to this, except the fact that they're in a Marine Corps uniform. This looks good. Pass through there. Now, for the pass through, were the cadets, were the girls, as they were coming through, were they supposed to look to their right and left, as the case may be, but were they supposed to look down, or were they just supposed to look right? Because there's inconsistent application of that technique here. Then we have a long pause for something, and I'm guessing that the commander again did a hand clap as a signal, and it just having the sudden stop and then the waiting for whatever signal is going to be produced, whether it's a clap, whether it's a stomp, even a command, it kills the momentum. So ripple sequence coming through, and then here little bit of a call, and then the response, continuous response, it looks like, as they move into a long line. picking up the other members of the team into this line. But the emphasis in the routine so far seems to be nothing but creating a beat. Now there's some unique movement here, but tons of repetition, and there again isn't really military flavor. And here's the commander clapping again. So some timing issues, some big alignment issues. Holy cow. So the rotation of the line, honestly, it would have been so much more effective having everybody in a straight line, keeping their dress towards the center. A little bit of a timing issue here with the feet. It's not happening with the feet really at all. Very sloppy coming up through back into block formation. But then a clap. Why a clap? I get it, you're unarmed. You're an unarmed team, but there's so many different ways that you can so okay, this is a step team. It's not, there's no military flavor here really at all. So okay, it's labeled properly then. Timing issues on the pickup there of the next sequence. So there's a little bit of marching here and there, but really not enough to call military in application. Honestly, it's more of just traveling. Really facilitating a short travel. So, and I'm really glad that the student body really cheered them on. That's great. They're the school's team, and that's really nice. I'm wondering if there was also an armed team, maybe the male team, and then the female team is the unarmed team. That's been very typical for many years. The female team was always unarmed, and then the male team was armed because heavier rifles, etc. But just because you have a certain military style to your salute, just because you're wearing the uniform, just because you do a minimal amount of marching, doesn't mean that comes across with an overall military style. The military flavor has been the key phrase for a long time when it comes to unarmed drill. And unarmed drill, even back in my time in junior ROTC, 79 to 83, it was very militarized, very strict in most places around the country. And then, and I'm not exactly sure if it came out of the Southwest, more really California, but that was my first introduction to it when my team traveled out of state to Skidum, Southern California Invitational Drill Meet. So that was where I learned of movement like this, and it was it wasn't all that widespread. I was going to say popular, but then again, popularity has really, whether people like it or dislike it, is neither here nor there. It wasn't really that widespread. It wasn't in Arizona, at least for the drill meets that I went to, and my school at the time went to everything, and parades, and all kinds of different things. So you really need to create movement that reflects a military style. And you can have some people call this cheerleading, some people call it pat a cake, and I get that. I honestly get that. I'm not saying that if you think that you're wrong, or that they're completely right. I appreciate some of what went on here in the performance. It's just not all. It's not what I would create for an unarmed sequence, but I can appreciate the thought process that went behind it. It looks like the cadets went through and created their own sequence, and most instructors at that time and before, maybe even still today, they'll shy away from things like this because they really don't understand it all that much, and they'll let the cadets do whatever they want, and hopefully within parameters, and then you end up with things like this that really don't fit the exhibition square peg. And I'm trying to use a little looser term. You can still fit you have a round hole and a square peg, and you're trying to fit that in. Well, I do think that the square peg does fit in that round hole. It just doesn't fill it up. There's a wide range of exhibition drill out there, armed and unarmed, and you can go off onto different tangents. And the neat thing that I like lately is it's been around for a number of years. It's the hybrid drill, where unarmed and armed come together in the same performance. But see, unarmed like this wouldn't work, not at all. It just doesn't have that. When you think exhibition drill, when you think military drill, you think stoic almost, and there needs to be a certain rigidity in there. That's what we are in the military. We're quite rigid in many aspects. I served in NATO for 5 years. That's rigid is the American is the definition of the American for NATO, honestly. So anyway, I could probably go on, and we don't need to do that. So it's only 13 minutes. Good. All right, 13 minutes for just a little over 5. Okay, so thanks. I'll have another critique coming up soon. Thank you.